Hey guys, it's Lynn. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel, Fidget DIYs. I do home decor DIYs on a budget. Today I did a couple of upcycles and thrift flips, and I hope you'll find some inspiration in the projects. It's part of Thrifted Thursday, which is a collaboration hosted by Joanna at Joanna's DIY Life, Sabrina at Sabrina's Craft Nanigans, and this month's guest host is Buffie at Buffie Designs. The links to their channels will be in my description box, as well as the link to the playlist. Please go check all these ladies out. They are super, super talented. All that being said, let's fidget. For this first one, I got this scarecrow baking pan thing. It's like Gold Ridge Studio, I believe, from the thrift store. And I've got this moss pole. It's usually for gardening, like to get your plants to grow up it. Anyway, I'm going to put a picture up so you'll know what I'm kind of talking about in case you guys want to get this stuff. It makes for good bowl filler, stuffing on if you're like doing something out of fabric. It's just really, really messy and icky feeling to work with. It gives me cringies. Anyway, after I did that, I'm going to choose some pumpkins. Well, I trimmed the wily hairs off the edges. Then I'm going to pick out some pumpkins. I've got some Dollar Tree mini pumpkins, and then one off of a pick from Walmart. And I'm just going to take all of them apart, remove the sticks and stems, and then I'm going to use some dark green. I'm sorry, that green color is Mountain Forest Green. And I'm painting the ribs of a couple of these pumpkins with that green color. And then I'm going to also use Pumpkin Orange by Anita's and that Milk Chocolate Brown by Apple Barrel. And I'm just going to kind of paint these to where I'm happy with them. I also used Sandstone by Waverly eventually to kind of tone down some of the colors. And now I've got a stick from my yard, and I'm just going to pluck off a couple of pieces here and there and stick those into the top of my little pumpkins. And now I've got one of the big gigantic craft sticks, and I'm cutting it down and roughing up the edges. What I want to do is just make a little sign. So I'm gauging the height that I want. I'm cutting 2 of these sticks, and I'm going to put my little sign together. I'm going to stain these with Antique Wax by Waverly. And I stained the plank to my sign as well as the 2 poles that are going to go down into that moss. After I finished with the staining and dried my piece, I came in with these little mini letter stamps from the Dollar Tree. I got them a while back, so I don't know if they have them anymore. And I worked from the outside edges, like the first letter and the last letter of the word pumpkins, so I could get my word at least centered, because Lord knows I did not get it straight. And I used some hot glue just to put that together, and I just fit it in there. I didn't glue anything to my little scarecrow pan because I really like it. I think it's cute, and I'd like to use it in the future. So here it is. It's my little pumpkin patch, and it very much reminds me of when we were kids. My Aunt Dolly would send us out to check the stems of the pumpkins to see if they were ready to harvest. Y'all let me know what you think of this one. So this one is a trash to treasure. Well, at least trash to something nicer than trash. So I got these 2 little sparkly, they were toys came in them for children, and I separated the 2, and I'm making vases out of them. I did 2 coats of Truffle by Waverly on the outside, and 1 coat, real quick coat, of Truffle on the inside. And now I've got some leaves, and I separated the plastic pieces from the fabric of the leaves so that they would lay flat, or somewhat flat. I kind of want them to be raised. And I just used my hot glue to achieve that, and I did the leaves all the way out to the pointy ends so that I didn't have anything curling up on me. And once I got them attached how I wanted them, I came in with this tomato red by Anita's acrylics. It's actually a really nice paint, but it was way too bright for this, so I kind of tried to rub some of the red out, which revealed some of that truffle underneath. And then I came behind and did a heavy dry brush with some white by Waverly chalk paint. Now I am cutting to size some floral foam and packing foam and just adding my little pieces here and there. And I think I shake them to make sure like they're not going to fall out. Anyway, now I'm just going to put my florals in here. I've got some picks from Walmart, and I like to add a couple daisies, like especially those little off-white ones. I like those. Lots of mums in these things. I don't know where I was going with that. And I only put one of those hot dog plants. I call them hot dog plants. Well, my pawpaw did. I think they're called cattails. Anyway, I only put one piece of those into each of these, and I wish I had done more. And I got some bittersweet. That's over at the Dollar Tree as well. And now I'm just going to place all these flowers in here, so I'm going to speed it up just a hair. And I would also wish I would have put some floral moss like around the base of my florals. I think that would have made it look better. Anyway, here it is. Y'all let me know what you think of these, and do you agree with me about adding the moss? I just think it would have looked better. Anyway, y'all let me know like what y'all would have done different, and just what you think about it in general. Alright, today's scripture: if we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. 1 John 1:8. This scripture personally reminds me to be honest with myself, that I'm always going to fall short. And I am a sinner, which is why I need Jesus and His grace and His mercy. Y'all feel free to start discussion. Otherwise, let's get back to it. Here I've got some napkins, and I'm just cutting away the image from the regular white part of the napkin. I'm going to separate the napkin plies and cut these into strips. Then I'm going to use my satin Mod Podge. Doesn't matter what kind you use. That's just what I have in excess of. And I'm just going to start Mod Podging those strips of napkins onto this creamer container that I cut the top off of, and I sanded it down. Y'all didn't see all that, sorry. And so after I go through with the first layer of the napkin, I follow behind that with Mod Podge. I have words, I promise. Mixed with these, it's supposed to be for fingernails. It's dip powder, but I use them to very lightly color Mod Podge sometimes for things like this. It gives a very subtle change and sometimes really cool effects. You can see where I tested a brown color next to that vase, and I decided to go with a pale blue initially. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just, again, Mod Podging strips of napkin onto this base now, and it's giving me a light blue color. Now I wind up deciding on the granite gray color, which is complete opposite end of the spectrum, but it did give a really cool effect, as you'll see here. Now after all of that dried and set for about a day, I came in with some pumpkin orange mixed with the Mountain Forest Green by Apple Barrel, and I just do a dry brush over the whole thing. And what I didn't show is that I kind of rubbed that in with my hand to just spread out that color a little bit. And I did a little heavier dry brush towards the neck of the vase and the base of the vase. And once I got the color to where I liked it, I have this sunflower ribbon that I got at Dollar Tree way earlier in the season. I just haven't used it yet. And I'm just going to fussy cut around that piece, one piece of that pattern, and I'm going to use some waterproof Mod Podge to stick that onto this vase where I want it to be. And I did do, I want to say 2 coats of that waterproof Mod Podge, because I do plan on using this for real flowers eventually. And here I'm just taking some little sunflower picks from Dollar Tree. Actually, all those are from Dollar Tree, and some little wheat stalks, and I'm just gonna throw those into that vase to make them look pretty. Oh, and there's bittersweet in there. And I just love how this turned out. Y'all are going to have to let me know down in the comments what you think of this one. Oh, and then the twine around the neck of it, I wrapped it a few times and tied a little bow. And I just love all the texture, that just all of it. I love it. And here's Gigi Kitty. She says hi. This ceramic pumpkin was actually a turkey at one point. I used the other part of this in another video. I'll try to link that in the description box if you guys want to check that out. Here I'm just going over it with a coat of Anita's black paint, and then I'm sponging on some Anita's titanium gold. And it looked alright, I suppose. So I let that dry. As that was drying, I've got this candle holder from Dollar Tree, and I've got my leveler. And here I'm just trying to level it out, because sometimes they don't come in straight. And I'm just kind of gently, or so I thought, bending that piece down to make it level. And yeah, here, right around in here, here's where we pivot, because I wasn't as gentle as I thought. So now my one project is going to turn into a couple of projects, which is fine. I used this other candle holder from Dollar Tree and some quick hold and a little bit of hot glue, and I took the broken top piece of that initial candle holder and just put that on the top. And once the glue, well, it actually was on the top of their level at that point. So once all the glue was set, I did 2 coats of that Anita's black acrylic paint. And then I decided for the pumpkin I was not enjoying that titanium gold. So I went in and painted the inside of the pumpkin black, and then used a classic pumpkin orange on the outside of the pumpkin. And I like it so much better than that metallic. And here I'm just shaving down some packing foam into something of a circle. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going to use my Titebond Quick and Thick and a little bit of hot glue on the lowest setting, so that I do not melt that packing foam instantly. So I'm going to do that and just rest that packing foam on the top. And I did put a rock on it overnight. And it held really well, actually. Now here I'm going to show you guys me making a couple of leaf picks. I got these leaves off of an old garland from Hobby Lobby, and I wanted them to be fuller. So I have the floral stems, and I just made my own. Now here I've got a little bunch of sticks, and I think I even used a pine cone. And I'm just going to go in and do some florals in that packing foam under the pumpkin to where I think it looks nice. After I make some more picks, I didn't realize I had made some more. Well, there you go. Oh, and then I did forget to paint the stem. So here I am coming in with some milk chocolate by Apple Barrel. And now I've got a tea light from Dollar Tree. And I didn't want to stick that into the pumpkin permanently, or even, make it to be a pain in the butt to get out. So I'm putting this Spanish moss around the base of the tea light. That way I can just stick that in my little pumpkin. And here it is, guys. And I really love the florals. I like the thing all together. And it looks really nice when the light's on. And I don't know, I really like it. But at night, when the lights are out, it only gives like a little subtle ambiance. And I was looking, I guess, for like more of a dramatic lighting effect. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think. Alright guys, here is the final reveal, or all the things. And while you're checking them out, I just want to let you know that I am a new channel, and I'd really like to grow the channel. To do that, I kind of want to know what you guys like. Your favorite motif, any suggestions on filming, lighting, editing, like do I go too fast? Do I include everything you want to watch? Any comments or suggestions are just greatly appreciated, you guys. And thanks again for stopping by today and hanging out with me. And again, I hope you liked the projects. Like the video if you liked it. It tells YouTube where to send my videos so other people can see them. And if you share the video, that also gets my projects out there for others to see. So, thank you guys again, and with all that being said, here's another video if you guys would like to check that out. And to all of my subscribers, a huge hug. You guys mean so much. Y'all have a blessed one, and I'll see you in the next one.